Hi guys, we're going to be talking about ox today. Alright, so I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk about how to hold the guard, how to stand in the guard. We're going to talk about the point, and then we're going to talk about the rotation of your hands when you cut. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is if we're going to do it on our opposite, so we're going to have a undominant leg forward, and then we're going to cross our hands in front of us, and we're going to bring them just above our head, okay? This is very important because this is where we are strongest, all right? If you are out here like this, you are more forward, yes, but if you think of a great weight coming down, if you're doing power lifting, you go straight over your head equally. So it's very similar to that, where we have both hands equally just above our head, directly above our head at an angle, and we have the point pointed at the face, okay? So that's where we hold our sword. We either have it uncrossed or crossed. Don't get too confused with the cross. You're still having it, this is like almost in between our eyes up here, okay? That's how we hold the guard with our hands. Now with stance, we have it up here, and we always have it opposite. We don't generally have it same side. We do in certain instances, but that's more advanced, and you have to know these bits before you know the more advanced stuff. Okay, so we have it here, opposite foot. You can either have both feet forward, one foot pointing off to the side, or both feet pointing off to the side. So we can either have it like this, or like this, okay? So there are three options. So front foot pointed to 45 degrees, back foot pointed 90, and front foot forward, or both feet pointing towards where we're going, okay? So we have her up here, and then we have our position of legs, okay? We have them bent, and we always have it opposite to what we're going to do, or which side our foot and our hands are opposite, okay? With the point, we either have it pointed at the face, our opponent's face, or the shoulder, okay? All right? So this cuts off the angle of where our opponent can attack us at. So I don't have a partner at the moment, but that's okay. You can look over my shoulder and see where the point is.
Yep, cool. Go, we're going. So
oh, okay, all right, cool.
Where you want to go? Yeah, cool.
So we're taking a guard, so you're going to be in wrath guard. And when we have our ox, we always have it pointed either at our shoulder or at our face, because we want to cut off this line, this direct line to us. It's not going to keep us safe because he can attack underneath it or below it. But if we come up, go into the guard, he now has to go around us instead of us going around him. Okay?
Just show that from different angles.
Different angles?
Yeah,
Certainly.
So,
So you're in wrath guard that side. And I just want to cut off, I want to point to opposite shoulder, because we need to cut off that line, that direct line. And we can go around him. Instead of, he has to go around us instead of we go around him. Yeah, so he has to go around us. And I can just drop the point if I have to. Okay, thank you. Now with rotation, now with a cut. We have ox, okay? And we want to make the rotation before we even step in. So it's dropping the hand, and then it's unfolding ourselves. So it's very similar to wrath, with a wrath cut. So it's a rotation, okay? So we want to use our, we kind of nearly want to drop our point around our shoulder here. We want to drop it around there when we come around, all right? Both sides, so we just want to see how I'm almost swinging the point past me when I come out. This is the cut. The thrust is different. The thrust is I'm pushing my front hand forward instead of it rotating around me almost. Okay, so we're going to go. So there's basic lines. So there's a Rath line. So there's a high line, a Rath line, a middle line, and a low line. We don't want to leave the Rath line with our ox, okay? It doesn't matter if we're doing a thrust or a cut. We never leave that Rath line, okay? It's faster and it's more direct. So we're always on that Rath line. Doesn't matter what we're doing, okay? So what you can do at home is we can start practicing from here, and we're just going to rotate around and come into our guard. And the next important bit is to pull back and bring our feet together and make sure our hands are bent and guard's here, and then we come out again, all right? And we can pull back into ox and then out with a different cut. So we can do the Rath cut, pull back, we can do the middle cut, pull back, we can do the low cut, step back and bring it back if you need it. And then we start on the other side. So we can do Rath, pull back, middle, I'm too close, pull back, Rath. Low. And here's, and we're just going to go Rath, pull back, middle, pull back, low, pull back, Rath, pull back, middle, pull back, low. Final tip that I want to just talk about before I end this video is about shoulders, all right? Now, shoulders injuries in swords happen quite a lot. What we can do to minimize this is work on pulling back our shoulders as we strike out. So we stand with our shoulders back. Generally, when we're doing swords, I know most martial arts want you in here closed, but we have to be a little bit more open because we're swinging something. All right, so we want shoulders back, and we just want to push out. I know it feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel intuitive, but we need to push out, and we need to pull our hands apart so it activates the right muscles in our back and shoulders. So we don't want to hunch over what we're doing. We want to be back and free, okay? We don't want to overuse our neck muscles and our chest muscles. Do not worry, they get used when we do this, but we want to try and activate our shoulder blades and our core as we strike out, okay? So we don't want this, we want this, okay? We want to be proud, and we nearly want to tilt our head just slightly back. And we just want our shoulders back, all right? We want to be almost proud, almost like, you know, arrogant. We just want to be like this, all right? Just a little bit like this. When we push out, okay? Shoulders back, hands pulling apart, and this is also important, elbows pointed back, almost like we want to elbow someone, okay? And we just want that. We want elbows pointed back. Doesn't matter what angle of cut we're doing.
Just a few more actually showing is. A few more showing.
So I'm going to do the other side.
Show us what you do.
So shoulders back, stance deep, and we're gonna push out. We're gonna have our shoulders back, and we're just gonna pull our arms apart. We're not gonna do this. This is wrong. This is better. Shoulders back. See, can you see the difference? This to this, all right? This is what we want. We want shoulders back, arms apart. We almost want them fully extended at the same time. We don't want, certain instances we want that, but when we're just doing basic cuts, we want our hands both fully extended, okay? Pointing at where we're going, okay? So we don't, once again, we don't want this. We want this, okay? All right. Thanks, guy.
Cool.
Bye-bye. Whoops.